What is up, Aquarius? Welcome to your general timeless reading. This is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements. Let's begin. I'm going to be using Grand Lux Tarot and Spellcasters for you today. I think I'm going to start with Grand Lux, though. Woo! You were feeling very devious when I was pulling cards for your reading. I was like, typically Aquarius feels like the wise one to me as a reader, but there's something very childlike about your energy right now. There's something very childlike, very curious, it feels devious, like, ooh, I'm going to do something and I don't know if I want people to know that I'm going to do it. It feels very much like that. So let's see what's going on for you, Aquarius. I literally just heard time for a new change. I feel like you like change. Some of you might be like, no, I don't, but you might not realize how much you actually create change as just naturally as you move. I feel like somebody's, yeah, Queen of Wands, Ten of Swords. This feels very much like, yeah, I'm ready to cut this like completely, like I'm done with it. And it feels like there's a confidence behind it. Like, I don't want to date you anymore. Bye. It feels like rigid. It does. It feels like I realize my worth, but there is this very devious energy behind it. It is. It's like, it's almost like looking forward to this ending. And I don't think that this Ten of Swords doesn't feel like a Ten of Swords. It feels like this Ten of Swords is happening to somebody else due to this ending. It doesn't feel like, I feel like you're experiencing the ending, but you're not experiencing it with that kind of intensity of a Ten of Swords, okay? So let's see what else we have for Aquarius. Aquarius. Yeah, the sun and the star just is like, I did it. I cut that shit. That's really what it feels like. It feels like someone, like, I quit that job. That's right. Like, I'm done with it. It's a really funny energy. It's almost like, you know what? They made their bed, you know, like they can lay in it. And you're just out. I feel like you're just out. You're over it. And with the sun and the star, like, this is all meant to happen this way, which is like, I don't want to say the irony, and yeah, you have the Tower on the bottom of the deck. Even though it's in reverse, I feel like some of you are in the midst of understanding, like this reading might be like your validation, like, oh, I could leave that job, I could leave that relationship, because Tower in reverse tells me that you're already in the energy of the change. This is interesting. Okay, I'm not going to take all of these. Let's look at the Five of Swords. What else for Aquarius? We'll get two more. Last one for Aquarius, please. Thank you. Okay, so we have Strength and the Four of Pentacles. Lovers. Bottom of the deck is your overall energy. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, this kind of feels like a little tit for tat. It does feel like tit for tat over here. It feels like, how do I want to say this? Ending it is the right decision. The why behind the ending in your conscious decision making might be a little more tit for tat. So it's like, okay, yes, this was meant to end, but are you seeing the real reason why it's ending, or are you ending just because your ego's like, ha, I hurt you as much as you hurt me, right? Or is it ending because you're recognizing that, oh, I need to value myself, or this isn't in alignment with me because I'm self-sacrificing my time for this relationship, or I'm wanting to feel wanted, and that is rooted in my own abandonment, and I need to work on that. This relationship is not going to fix that, and this relationship is not helping me fix that, so I need to leave. It's like, what is your why? Is it both? But even if it's both, the universe is saying, okay, yeah, it was meant to end. That's great. Good job. But let's talk about this little tit for tat rooted in the ego, like a hurt person hurting somebody, you know? And so the universe is like, okay, yeah, this is good. We're still going to heal this though. Like, I'm not going to let you get off without addressing this. Okay? Because this is, by healing this, you're going to have healthier relationships in the future. But it's almost like your masculine energy is like, no, I was totally right for leaving this, for ending it. No, I'm not going to address it or talk about it. And the irony in it is that it was actually a really stable foundation, but you're going to see the distortion within yourself. And that's why this had to end, because this separation, the space from this individual, is going to allow you to see where your heart shuts down, or where you want to perceive things in a way that might actually be detrimental. Okay. Really interesting. So there's good and there's not so good. The good and the less. You're going to attract another relationship that's going to help you heal that, though, so that's okay. Let's look at the Queen of Wands. This Queen of Wands just feels so like, yeah, I did that. Yeah, Lovers and the Nine of Wands. Okay, this literally feels like going to battle. That's literally what this feels like. It feels like, this Lovers here doesn't feel like, oh my gosh, what a divine connection. It is a divine connection, but the Lovers showing up in this reading is more so representing that this Nine of Wands is how you perceive the relationship. Like it's something I need to fight for. It's something I need to defend myself against. It's something that I feel stress about when I encounter it. That's the purpose of this relationship. It's bringing up why you feel those ways. So it's not necessarily, ooh, this person, but you've experienced this in other relationships or maybe in an environment growing up. So let's look at the Ten of Swords. Yeah, Seven of Swords. So 10 minus the 7 gives you the 3. This is ending because there's deceptive behavior on probably both people's parts, honestly, because we attract energies that are going through similar journeys as the one that we are encountering. And so just as much as they might trigger you, you probably trigger them and you just express it in different ways. With the 10 and the 7, this is that deceptive behavior. It's going back to the scene of the crime though as well. It's kind of like, I really want to walk away, but I'm going to go back to this toxic relationship. Or I walked away from that other toxic relationship and walked right into one that was just like it, right? It's just like, why are we doing this? And the universe is like, hello. It's because it's divine time to address the things that you now realize, the things that you can now see, okay? Let's look at the Sun. This is that awareness. 6 of Wands in reverse and the 9 of Cups. Okay, so you're going after things that it's almost like, it's like the self-fulfilling prophecy, right? It's like, okay, well, I know that I thrive really well in toxic relationships because it's the only thing that I've known and experienced, right? Woo! And so it's almost like I know it's eventually going to fail. And so by thinking like that, it eventually does fail. It's like you're expecting this mistrust. You're expecting the sabotaging behavior. So you're attracting people that fulfill that belief for you. Because breaking down that belief is more difficult. This is the lesson of learning to love self. And that's why you're attracting maybe people who are unavailable or people that you're really struggling to connect with or really struggling to be vulnerable with. Maybe they do love themselves and you feel that, ooh, I'm less than, and your lack of self-worth is bubbling up. That is because that way of being is no longer working for you. And the universe is like, hey, I'm just trying to get you to see what you're deserving of, how much you are worthy of love, and teach you to love self in a deeper level, okay? Let's look at the Star. Knight of Swords in reverse. The Knight of Swords in reverse feels like going back to old ways. Yeah, because that's where you feel empowered. That's where you feel empowered, is this Magician, because you're used to moving in that way. And you're going to come to this awareness that, oh, it's no longer working. It's no longer working. Because the universe is like, hey, it's not meant to anymore. I'm trying to show you what you really are capable of. So even though you might feel in your power over here, you're not really in your power. Because the Knight of Swords in reverse is like you're running back to situations that make you feel like a magician. But it's not true. The Knight of Swords in reverse has a lack of clarity. It's going back to things that are like distorted. Seven of Swords, right? And so the universe is telling you, like, let's address these feelings of betrayal, rejection, lack of self-worth, right? Abandonment. Let's deal with all of that. And the 5s are indicative of change. So let's look at this 5 of Swords. I feel another person come. Yeah, there's the King of Swords. So King of Swords, 10 of Cups in reverse, and the 8 of Swords in reverse. I feel like this isn't one individual. This feels like just an energy that you might constantly attract or you might be familiar with and wherever you grew up, or maybe it was a mentor or a teacher. This is like with the 5 of Swords and the 8 of Swords, there's a 3 of Swords in reverse. This is telling me that either your own masculine energy is aware that you don't perceive a 10 of Cups as something that is real, right? So your logical mind might be like, oh my gosh, yeah, I'm so deserving of love. But emotionally, you're like, relationships are always going to hurt me. Like, these people are always going to screw me over. And your masculine energy really believes that. And so in turn, you might attract people, not men, just people who are masculine energy that share that belief, right? So you both can heal it and both can see where your distortion or where your struggle lies, right? Where your sense of betrayal or abandonment is. Because it's not that it's not that a 10 of Cups doesn't exist. It's most likely that you haven't experienced it, or you don't know how to embody it because you've never experienced it or stepped out of this energy of betrayal. It's a lower frequency. So it comes with a massive change, a massive shift in consciousness and how receptive you are to love. The 9 is before the 10. 9s represent self, 10 represents external. You're going to go through the lesson, or maybe you already are, of learning to love and honor self and respect self and what your value system is. And in turn, you're going to start attracting that in the external. But right now you're attracting these energies that have this air of confidence, but they also have this sabotaging behavior because they are still holding on to a 10 of Swords. Let's look at Strength in reverse. Strength in reverse represents the feminine energy, the woman on top of the Lion, which is the ego, right? Trying to tame the ego and learn to use it in its right use of power. In reverse, it's telling me that there's a misuse of power. So let's see what this ending really happened about, because that's what Strength feels like. Feels like the hurt person hurting somebody. Yeah, 7 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so this is rooted in a failure mentality. Ace of Swords. It's like, well, this isn't going to go anywhere anyway. It's not happening how I expect or in the time frame that I want, so we're done here, right? I don't want to be in this relationship because it's not playing out as to how I planned it in my agenda, right? And the universe is like, this is what you got to address, because things aren't always going to go the way that you expect. So let's look at this 4 of Pentacles. This is the surrender, right? I feel the masculine energy again with this. We have the 8 of Wands. Yeah, so once you start surrendering, the things in your life that you really want start to move forward. You have 2 8s. 8s are the number of the CEO energy. It's a builder energy. The 8 of Pentacles tells me that there is a resistance or like this reluctant energy around wanting to really invest with hard work and diligence into moving forward. And maybe wanting is the wrong word. Maybe it's more you struggle to implement it, but that procrastination in and of itself is rooted in a lack of feeling worthy of that success, that movement forward. It's rooted in I'm not deserving of it, or it's a fear of I'm gonna fail if I do try. You know, the whole point of the journey is to go through the hiccups, is to go through the failures so you can learn and grow, so you can have what you want at the end, which is this very divine connection. Let's look at the Lovers. I'm just going to take them all. There it is. Ta-da! Your divine connection, your 10 of Pentacles. You start with the Ace of Pentacles. Then you go to the 10 of Wands. So understanding that this Queen of Wands, right? Queen of Wands over here is realizing, whoa, gosh, this Ace of Pentacles is probably going to be pretty hard to get because I got to work through a lot of my own beliefs and feelings about myself. I got to deal with these 10 wands I've been holding and lugging around and bringing into my relationships. So forget the other person, because it's rooted in the 5 of Swords, the betrayal, the abandonment, the rejection, right? It's rooted in that. And this Queen of Wands is like, wait, oh shit, I am deserving of a 10 of Pentacles. I can have stability, loyalty, long-term commitments, not just with people and relationships, but I can have that financial freedom, that commitment to my business, that commitment to my own self-care, that commitment to my own hobbies that allow me to feel fulfilled. And that's why we have Temperance at the end. Temperance is the patience. It is the journey. It is the fact that the journey is where you are going to heal. It's not once you reach the end destination that everything all of a sudden pops into your awareness. No, it's through the process that you are going to heal. Because right now, this Queen of Wands thinks about this 10 of Pentacles, thinks about having the stability, these long-term commitments, that new job, maybe it's financial freedom, but it's the need to address the parts of you that are rooted in a fear of failure or a low self-worth. And that's what this relationship is going to help you work through, because there's going to be a lot of communication about it because you both deal with it, okay? And for those of you where you ended this relationship and you walked away from it, this time alone is for you to go on that journey alone, to build that 10 of Pentacles for yourself. So that could be an improved sense of health. The 10 of Pentacles also represents the physical body, but it could also be you starting your own business or getting a new job or moving to a new place, especially with the 8 of Wands there. If you have these dreams, these endeavors, the ending of this relationship is allowing space for these new 10 of Pentacles energy, 10 of Cups energy to come in. But you need to work through the 10 Wands. You need to work through the ending of the relationship, your betrayals, right? You need to work through the burdens that you're carrying because they're taking up space and you can only hold so much space. So you're full. You got to empty some stuff out so you can fill back up with your new opportunities. Okay, Aquarius, this is what I have for you. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. It does help the channel grow. And if you want a personal reading or a Reiki session, book it down below through my website and description box. Also, check out Patreon if you want a free 10-minute reading and 20% off any of the services on my site. That is a promo for December, so go ahead, check it out. I love you guys. I wish you the best, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.